My dear child, today is July 21st, and I, Archangel Michael, am standing right next to you. Yet you don't feel my presence, because something has clouded your spiritual perception. That's why I'm speaking louder now, and urging you, open this right away. This isn't just a message, it's heaven reaching out to you. For days I've been trying to get your attention, through dreams, thoughts, even through sudden chills across your skin. But you dismissed those nudges, you assumed they were nothing. But child, it was me, I've been calling out to your spirit. And now I speak with urgency, there are only 2 days left in your period of crisis. I've already seen what lies ahead. If you pass by this message, or wait again, I won't be able to intervene, at the moment you'll need me most. That's why this isn't a suggestion, it's a divine instruction. Open your heart now, before the moment slips away. Never have I spoken with such clarity, but this is heaven's final call. Right now there's someone watching your steps. One stands in the physical realm, the other in the spiritual. One seeks to harm, the other is pleading to rescue. But you must decide, whose voice you'll respond to. If you ignore what I say today, if you walk away from this sacred moment, your path will veer onto a more difficult road. But that's not the way it was written. You were created to rise, not collapse. You were meant to witness miracles, not drown in suffering. But child, time is delicate, and I repeat, only 2 days remain. After that, the very doors I've been keeping open for you, will begin to close. I don't want that, heaven doesn't desire that either. But it's your choice, your free will holds the key. Decide now, awaken your heart and mind, and step into this divine protection. I know you're exhausted, I see the confusion you've carried, feeling out of place, sensing something isn't quite right. Feeling like things are happening behind your back. That's not your imagination at work, it's spiritual discernment. Your spirit is sensing what your eyes cannot see. Conversations are happening, someone is whispering, there's a hidden gathering, and you are the subject. Your name has been mentioned, a decision has been made without your knowledge. And I was there, I heard it. That's why I've come today. I'm entering your life like a flaming sword, not to cause fear, but to guard what belongs to you. But you must be willing to act, you can't skip this, you can't delay. This message is heaven's alarm, meant to awaken you. Beloved, if you're still here reading, then your spirit is responding. And I long to bless you personally. But before that, please pause, Sparkle's folded hands, subscribe to this message of light, and write "I receive this message" in the comments. This isn't about a digital gesture, it's a spiritual act. A sign to the universe, that you're ready to receive divine help. The heavens pay close attention to your movements. And this small action sends a signal to your angels, you are ready now. Folded hands. Now hear me, because I must tell you what has been revealed. In exactly 48 hours, something will unfold, that will either bring you closer to your breakthrough, or pull you back into a trap you once escaped. This event is already scheduled. I saw someone utter your name, in a space where you were absent. I saw paperwork, I saw a decision forming. And I saw a smile that hid envy, not love. But I also witnessed something else. I saw a radiant light wrapping around you. I saw your name written on a white scroll, in the hands of angels. I saw your tears being collected, into sacred bowls. You thought no one saw your sorrow, but heaven has been watching all along. There is something rare and holy about you. Your soul carries a divine assignment that others don't. That's why your road feels heavier, that's why you're misunderstood. They think you are fragile, but in truth, you are spiritually attuned. They have no idea how many times you've forgiven in silence, how many lonely nights you've cried without support, how many heartfelt prayers you've whispered into the dark. But I heard them, and so did God. And now those prayers are resonating through the heavens. A miracle is ready to be released, but it hovers, waiting for your full belief. You haven't completely accepted that it could truly happen for you. But this right here, this is your sign. You're not mistaken, you are not abandoned, you have never been alone, you're being prepared for a profound spiritual change. Do not misread delay as rejection. Don't confuse silence with absence. Just because your life has been quiet, doesn't mean heaven has been. In fact, when I fall silent, it's often because I'm fighting battles you don't see. And lately, I've been battling for you, with more force than ever. But make no mistake, the enemy has not gone to sleep. That's why I must wake you now. The opportunity is shrinking. If you take action now, if you respond to this call, I will move in ways that will leave even your doubters stunned. Your name will rise in places of influence. The scheme against you will be exposed, before it can succeed. A sign will be sent, it may arrive through a dream, an unexpected message, or an encounter that feels divinely orchestrated. But mark this moment, it's your confirmation. And now let me speak gently, to your inner being. You've been questioning yourself, you've asked, what did I do to deserve this? But the truth is, you've done nothing wrong. What you carry is rare. Light always draws resistance. You don't draw envy because you're wrong, you draw it because your soul holds what others lack, gentleness, mercy, and a light born from grace. Some people tried to mute that light, some left without answers, some smiled while hiding deceit, and you turned inward, blaming yourself. But hear me, Archangel Michael, they were never meant to walk your divine path. Their leaving was a sacred exit. Stop returning to what heaven removed. Your next blessing doesn't live behind you, it stands ahead, waiting for you to say yes. Now listen carefully, this part will not be repeated. Your miracle has already been signed and sealed, in the spirit realm. It doesn't need to be created, it simply needs to be delivered. But your hesitation is holding it back, your doubts are causing delay. You're skipping past signs, sent directly to your soul. You keep questioning your worth, instead of standing firm in your heavenly identity. And today that ends. I'm not speaking in whispers anymore, I'm right in front of you, declaring, open this now. This is your warning, your rescue, and your blessing, in one sacred breath. 2 days from now, something divine will enter your atmosphere. It may not look like what you expected, it may arrive quietly. But if your heart is ready, if your eyes are open, you will recognize it. You'll feel the shift, the air around you will carry peace. And suddenly, what felt delayed will fall into place. You'll see why the wait was necessary, you'll understand why certain people had to leave. And you'll finally grasp why heaven chose you for this moment. This is your hour, this is your signal. Heaven is speaking to you, and this time you're listening. But I pray you do not make them wait again. Because this time, the divine assignment cannot afford delay. This is not just a visit, it is an inspection. The spiritual realm is watching, evaluating, and determining your readiness, for the very thing you've been asking for in secret. They aren't looking for perfection, they're looking for surrender. They're not expecting strength, they're looking for willingness. Heaven isn't interested in polished words, it is moved by raw truth, by open hearts, by the silent whisper that says, "I'm tired but I still trust you." And that whisper has power, that whisper shifts atmospheres, that whisper can cause chains to break, in places even your loudest prayers couldn't reach. Do not let the enemy tell you it's too late. Do not allow that internal voice of shame to convince you that you've failed too many times. You haven't. If you were disqualified, this message would have never reached you. If you were forgotten, I wouldn't be here now. But I am, because this is the final push, the last trumpet, before your transformation. You may not see the full picture, but what you need to know is this: the process is already underway. There are things moving for you behind the scenes, emails being written, hearts being softened, decisions being reconsidered, all because heaven stepped in and whispered your name. And while you sleep tonight, there will be a stirring in your soul. You may not understand it at first, but it will be unmistakable. You'll wake up and feel, something is different. And that difference is not just emotional, it's spiritual alignment. It's the result of your surrender tonight. You said yes, you said you're done running. And now all of heaven is backing you. Archangel Michael is standing guard, your guardian angels are shifting positions, the tides are changing in your favor. But let me also be clear, there will be resistance. The enemy does not celebrate your awakening. He will attempt to stir up distractions, provoke old wounds, send familiar triggers. But do not be shaken, his tactics are old, his threats are empty. What's happening to you now is not emotional hype, it's a spiritual awakening. And awakenings often begin in storms, but the wind that shakes you is also the wind that carries you higher. You will soon notice patterns shifting. People who once ignored you will begin to feel your absence. Rooms you were excluded from will start requesting your presence. But this is not about revenge, this is not about validation. This is about divine order being restored. You didn't lose anything, what walked away from you couldn't carry the weight of your calling. Let it go. You're stepping into something greater, and what's coming cannot be shared with people who only understood your past pain, not your future glory. And now let me show you something that's been hidden even from you. There's a gift in your spirit that has been sleeping. You've only scratched the surface of who you truly are. You felt it in moments when you comforted others, even while hurting, when you sensed danger, before it arrived, when you cried for someone else, without knowing why. That was your spiritual power, that was heaven moving through you. And now that gift is being activated fully. Your discernment is sharpening, your sensitivity is increasing, your dreams will carry messages, your words will carry weight. You are not just surviving anymore, you are stepping into your calling, and with that calling comes responsibility. This next phase of your life is not about proving your worth, it's about protecting your peace. It's not about being seen, it's about staying in alignment. Some people will misunderstand this version of you, let them. Some will say you've changed, let them talk. Your peace is not up for negotiation. You've been through too much, cried too long, sacrificed too quietly, to go back to anything that doesn't recognize your value. So don't feel guilty for walking away from what no longer feeds your soul. That's not pride, that's preservation, that's protection, that's wisdom. And remember this, my child, every time you said I can't take any more, but kept going, heaven recorded it. Every time you wanted to give up, but chose faith, heaven applauded you. Every tear, every prayer, every moment of silent strength, it all counted. And now it's all being redeemed. This is not just recovery, this is recompense, this is restoration multiplied. You are not just getting back what was lost, you're receiving what was delayed, denied, and withheld. And it's arriving in perfect timing. But don't let the next 2 days pass like any other. You must remain spiritually alert. Be mindful of your surroundings, your thoughts, your emotions. Stay sensitive to signs, watch what triggers you, pay attention to repeated numbers, to words spoken by strangers, that echo what you felt in private. All these are heavenly confirmations. The spiritual veil is thinner now, messages will come quickly, and they will come clearly. Don't brush them off, don't overanalyze, simply receive. You may suddenly feel the urge to clean your space, to let go of old items, to disconnect from people who drain you. That is not coincidence, that's alignment. Your spirit is preparing to receive more, and to do that, it must release what no longer serves you. Honor that pull, trust your instincts. You're not being paranoid, you're being prepared. And while others may still be sleeping spiritually, you have awakened. And this awakening comes with vision. Soon you will start to see things, before they happen. You will feel when something is off, even without proof. Do not silence that inner voice, do not second-guess that intuition. That is your divine guidance system, it's how the angels will lead you, through what's ahead. Let this message be the moment everything changed. Let it be the night your spirit finally stood up and said, I'm ready now. Not perfect but willing, not flawless but surrendered. You don't need a full plan, you just need full trust. Heaven is not asking you to figure it all out, it's simply asking you to believe that what's been promised is still on the way. And now I will leave you with this. There is a scroll in the spirit, with your name etched in gold. That scroll contains your assignments, your protection, your provisions. And it is being unrolled, in this very hour. The angels are taking position, the heavens are leaning in, and all of it is waiting, for your final answer. Will you say yes? Will you trust again? Will you rise? Because if you do, everything, and I mean everything, is about to change. Ready for clarity, ready for what has always been waiting for you, on the other side of surrender. Because you've done the inner work, even when no one noticed. You kept praying, when the answers didn't come. You stayed soft, in a world that tried to harden you. And heaven saw all of it. That's why this season is different, that's why the wind feels strange lately, why the people around you feel different, why old desires suddenly seem empty. It's because the old you is dissolving. A spiritual evolution is taking place. The version of you that needed external validation is being laid to rest, and what is emerging is someone led by intuition, guided by spirit, anchored in truth. The loneliness you've been feeling isn't punishment, it's preparation. God had to pull you away from the crowd, so you could hear clearly. He had to close some doors, to keep you from distractions. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. Every tear, every delay, every unanswered prayer, was part of the refining. Like fire that purifies gold, you've been tested, and now you're about to come forth shining. But remember, gold doesn't fear fire, and neither should you. Because you've already survived what was meant to destroy you. You already walked through valleys you thought you'd never climb out of. And look at you, you're still standing, still believing, still showing up. That alone proves that you're destined for more. There's a reason your dreams won't let go of you. They weren't random, they were placed inside you, by divine design. Every vision, every idea, every nudge, that was heaven's whisper saying, "This is yours if you want it." But heaven won't force you, you must reach for it, not with fear, but with expectation. You must believe you are worthy, even when your past tries to convince you otherwise. You must look at your reflection, and see purpose, even when the world only sees flaws. Because what is coming to you requires you to be bold. It requires you to trust, like you've never trusted before. Not in people, but in your own divine alignment. You're about to walk into a space where the people meant for you will find you effortlessly. The connections that drained you will break off naturally. You won't have to beg to be seen, to be understood, to be loved. The ones who are aligned with your purpose will feel like peace, not confusion. Your presence will be medicine to them, your truth will be permission for them to heal. And all of this will begin to happen the moment you stop shrinking and start showing up as your whole self. No more dimming, no more pretending, no more waiting for permission. You are the permission. There's something else you need to know, there is someone who has been assigned to help you, in this next chapter. A divine connection. This person will not come with chaos, they will come with clarity. They won't trigger your wounds, they will hold space for your healing. You won't have to explain your worth to them, they will see it immediately. And you'll recognize them, not by how they look, but by how they make you feel, safe, seen, supported. This connection is not a distraction, it's a divine alignment. But it can only enter your life, once you've made peace with your past. Once you've forgiven yourself, for not knowing better. Once you've released the bitterness, that's been hiding beneath your strength. You were never meant to carry all of this alone. That's why you've been sensing help coming, because it is. And when it arrives, don't push it away, don't sabotage it with doubt. Let yourself be supported, let yourself be loved. Because this time it's safe, this time it's different, this time it's divine. Now I need you to pause and feel this. You're not behind, you're not lost, you are exactly where you need to be, for what's about to unfold. Even the delays were divine, even the detours were sacred. They built your character, they trained your discernment, they forced you to depend on God, not validation. And now you're walking into a season where your prayers will begin to make sense. Where the no's of the past will start looking like protection. Where you'll see why it had to happen the way it did. And gratitude will replace grief, joy will replace anxiety, peace will replace confusion. I want you to write this down somewhere. This is my alignment season. Because when the enemy can't destroy you, he distracts you. And distraction always looks innocent. It looks like good opportunities, familiar faces, old habits that feel comfortable. But anything that pulls you away from your purpose is not harmless. You must protect your focus, like it's sacred, because it is. Heaven is releasing blueprints, instructions, warnings. And if you're too busy, too noisy, too scattered, you'll miss them. That's why silence has felt more important lately. That's why solitude has become your sanctuary. God is downloading destiny, and not everyone can handle what's being revealed to you. You don't need everyone to understand your path, you just need to keep walking it. You don't need mass approval, you just need alignment. And as you stay faithful, provision will follow, support will appear, the right people will show up. But only when you stop begging for crumbs from tables you've outgrown. You were never meant to beg, you were meant to build, you were meant to plant seeds, and watch them bloom. You were meant to lead, not just follow, to create, not just consume, to speak, not just stay silent. And so I declare again, a shift is here, a door is opening. And when you walk through it, you'll realize it wasn't luck, it was lineage. It wasn't chance, it was calling, it wasn't coincidence, it was covenant. You are stepping into rooms your ancestors prayed for. You are breaking cycles they couldn't. You are healing wounds they never had the tools to face. This is bigger than you, this is generational, and that's why the warfare has been so intense, because the blessing is that big. This is not the time to fold, this is not the time to doubt your power. This is the time to anchor deeper, to speak louder, to love harder. You will be tempted to go back, don't, you will feel fear creeping in, speak against it, you will have moments where nothing seems to make sense, trust anyway. Because faith is not always loud, sometimes it's a whisper, keep going. Heaven is counting on you, angels are cheering for you, the ones who love you in spirit are standing by your side, guiding your steps. You may not see them, but they are real. Their presence will show up, in moments of peace, that don't match your circumstances, in signs that seem too specific to be coincidence, in a strength that comes from nowhere. That's them, that's the spiritual realm saying, you're not alone. And if you feel weary, let this message be your rest. Let it remind you that you are carried, that your steps are ordered, that nothing is wasted. Not the pain, not the confusion, not even the silence. It's all working together, and soon, very soon, the pieces will fit. The vision will clear, the promise will manifest. And you'll finally understand, all of it was worth it, all of it. So breathe, child, the hard part is over, the shift has begun. And this time you won't miss it, because this time you're awake, you're listening, you're aligned, and now the miracle moves toward you. I see a person approaching your energy, someone you didn't expect, someone carrying an opportunity, a word, a key. It may come through a conversation, a random message, an unexpected moment of alignment. Don't dismiss it, this will be heaven's way of confirming everything you've just read. And as this person steps into your atmosphere, your spirit will recognize it, not because of their face or their voice, but because of the peace they carry. You'll feel it immediately, like fresh air in a suffocating room. That's how you'll know this is a divine appointment, not a coincidence. But be cautious, for every divine encounter, there may also come a distraction dressed in urgency. Something loud, something desperate, it will demand your energy, your reaction. Don't fall for it, stay grounded, stay centered. You do not owe every voice your attention, you do not need to explain your growth to those committed to misunderstanding it. Your only job now is to protect your alignment, guard your peace like a treasure. Heaven has invested too much in you to allow another delay. And I want to tell you something, you haven't heard enough. You're doing better than you think, yes you are, even when you feel like you're crawling, even when you think you've fallen behind. You are healing, you are rising, you are making progress. There's a kind of quiet evolution happening inside you, that doesn't always come with applause, but heaven sees it, I see it, and it matters. You've walked through fire, that would have broken others. You've carried burdens in silence, you've smiled while aching. And still here you are, reaching, reading, hoping. That kind of strength doesn't go unnoticed, that kind of resilience attracts restoration. And I tell you now, the restoration has begun. Slowly at first, subtly, but it's already in motion. In the coming days, your sleep will become more sacred. The dreams will be louder. You'll begin to notice small signs, numbers, names, flashes of memory, even a song that echoes something in your soul. These are not random, these are coordinates in the divine map, leading you to your breakthrough. Trust them, don't overanalyze them, receive them. And you may feel a wave of emotions. Don't resist it, you're not breaking down, you're breaking open. The walls around your heart are being gently dismantled, the numbness is lifting. The tears that come, they are cleansing you, not shaming you. Let them flow, let your soul speak. You've silenced it long enough to survive, but now you are safe enough to feel. Let this next phase of your life be the softest yet strongest version of you. You do not need to fight every battle to prove your worth. You do not need to strive endlessly to be seen. You are already known, you are already enough. And the doors that are opening now are not because you forced them, they are opening because you're finally aligned with who you really are. The people meant to walk with you in this season will not require convincing. They will recognize your light, they will honor your growth, they will not compete with your calling, they will complement it. And those who don't, let them go with grace. You don't need resentment to validate your release, sometimes love means letting go, and sometimes healing means choosing yourself. You are not hard to love, you are not too much, you are not too broken. You are a miracle walking, a sacred story unfolding. And soon you will understand why it had to happen this way, why the delays, why the detours, why the heartbreak. Because on the other side of your patience is a promise, a peace that doesn't waver, a joy that doesn't leave, a love that doesn't hurt. So please be gentle with yourself, in this in-between. You're not where you used to be, and that's something to celebrate. You've outgrown places and people, who were never meant to carry the fullness of your purpose. And though the loneliness may sting sometimes, it's only making room for something more aligned, more authentic, more divine. And now take this as a confirmation, your voice matters, your gifts matter. The way you show up in the world is not invisible. The love you give, the wisdom you carry, the truth you speak, it is needed. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable, stop hiding your light, just because others are afraid of their own shadows. You were not made to fit in, you were made to shine, to disrupt, to awaken. You are the cycle breaker in your lineage, the one who said, no more. The one who chose healing over hiding. And because of you, generations will know freedom. Because of your courage, there will be stories told of transformation, of legacy, of light that never went out. Own that, step into that. And when the old version of you tries to return, when doubt whispers, when fear rises, don't panic. That's just the past, testing your commitment to the new. Remind yourself, I am not who I used to be, I am walking with angels, I am guided, I am protected, I am rising. And as you rise, don't forget to rest. Yes, rest, restoration requires stillness. You are not failing by pausing, you are not weak for needing a moment. The most divine growth happens when you're still enough to hear your soul. So pause, breathe, trust, and let heaven move. The shift is closer than you think, the miracle is nearer than it feels. And you don't need to do anything more to earn it. Just stay surrendered, stay open, stay anchored in your truth. Because I, Archangel Michael, am not leaving your side. The assignment is still active, the covering is still strong, the plan is still unfolding. And very soon, you'll look back on this season, not with regret, but with reverence. Not with shame, but with understanding. You'll say, I didn't see it then, but I know now, I was being prepared for something sacred. Let that knowing settle in you, let it become the soil for your next chapter. Water it with belief, nourish it with action, and protect it from the voices that don't align with your elevation. You are already becoming, you are already enough, you are already loved, and your miracle is already on the move. The world needs your light, your voice, your truth. It's been hidden too long, under layers of pain and self-doubt. But now the covering is being lifted. The world isn't just waiting for someone like you, it's been missing you. And not just the version of you that survived, but the version that's about to thrive. You're not here by accident, you weren't pulled into this message randomly, you were chosen specifically and deliberately, because heaven knew you were ready to hear what others still ignore. You don't need another sign, you are the sign. Your very existence right now, in this moment of awakening, is proof that God's timing is perfect. Even when you thought things were falling apart, they were quietly falling into place. Pieces you didn't even know were missing, are now being found. Connections that were broken, are beginning to restore, not because you chased them, but because you trusted the divine timing. And now listen closely, because the heavens are speaking again. Do not go back to what you outgrew, do not revisit places you had to heal from, just because they feel familiar. Familiar doesn't mean faithful, comfortable doesn't mean called. Some people will show up again, not because they've changed, but because they sense your energy has shifted. They see your light getting brighter, and it attracts them. But not all who are drawn to your light deserve to walk in it. Guard your spirit in this season, not from a place of fear, but from a place of wisdom. You're entering sacred territory, you're standing at the doorway to your next level, and not everything and everyone can come with you. That's not cruelty, it's clarity. Some people were only meant to be part of your journey, not your destination. And that's okay, release them in love, but don't reopen the door. You're not who you were when they knew you, you've grown, you've shed skins, you've healed wounds, you've learned lessons the hard way. And because of that, your heart now beats differently. You don't crave the things that used to comfort you when you were broken. You crave truth, peace, purpose. That's what your soul is after now. And heaven sees that, heaven honors that. You're not being overlooked, you're being preserved. Some delays were protection, some endings were divine interventions in disguise. And while you may not have understood it then, clarity is coming now. You'll look back on this season with awe, not regret. You'll see how everything was rearranged, for your elevation, not your punishment. This is the part where the divine momentum begins. You'll notice things start to shift quickly. What was once stuck, will begin to move. Doors that felt sealed shut, will swing wide open. People you never imagined would reach out, will suddenly reappear, but you'll see them with new eyes now. You're not that desperate version of yourself anymore, you're aligned, you're aware, you're awake. And with that awareness, comes discernment. You'll feel in your spirit, who's meant to stay, and who's meant to pass through. Don't ignore that feeling, your intuition is more accurate than ever right now. It's being fine-tuned by heaven itself. Listen to it, trust it, it's your inner compass for the path ahead. You might still feel nervous, that's natural, growth always feels like stretching. But lean into it, lean into the unknown, with faith, not fear. You don't have to know every step ahead, just take the next right one. That's how miracles unfold, one small obedient step at a time. And while you're stepping forward, don't forget to celebrate the progress you've already made. You may not be exactly where you want to be yet, but you're far from where you started. That matters, your persistence matters, your resilience is seen. And now that the spiritual window is open, all that perseverance is about to pay off. There's a reason this message came with urgency, because heaven doesn't want you to delay anymore. The blessings prepared for you are time-sensitive, they're ready to be released, but they require your alignment, they need your yes, not just in word, but in action, in posture, in faith. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be available. So take this moment to breathe in that truth, let it settle in your bones. You are not forgotten, you are not forsaken, you are favored. And that favor is about to show itself in undeniable ways. Financial breakthroughs, emotional healing, divine connections, sudden clarity, unexpected joy. It's not a fantasy, it's the fruit of your faith. And even now as you read these words, something is shifting around you. Angels are moving, chains are breaking, delays are dissolving. There's movement in the spirit realm, because you said yes to this moment. And because of that yes, new chapters are being written on your behalf, chapters full of light, full of hope, full of restoration. Don't be surprised when peace starts showing up, where there used to be chaos. Don't be shocked when things begin to align, with little effort. That's the power of surrender, that's the beauty of divine timing. You're not forcing it, you're flowing with it. And in that flow, everything you thought was lost begins to return, only this time it comes back better, healthier, holier. You didn't miss your moment, you were being prepared for it. And now that it's here, the heavens are rejoicing. Because you held on, when others gave up, because you kept praying, when nothing changed, because you believed, even in silence. That kind of faith doesn't go unnoticed, it gets rewarded. So stand tall, child of light. You've passed the test. The dry season is ending, the shift has begun. And the next 48 hours will be confirmation after confirmation, that everything is unfolding in your favor. Not by chance, not by coincidence, but by divine design. Your yes echoed through realms you cannot yet see. Your agreement with heaven activated things that were long overdue. And now the angels assigned to your name are moving swiftly, ensuring nothing delays what has already been released. The moment you said yes, the shift became irreversible. That means what once resisted you, will now recognize you, what once withheld from you, will now be drawn to you, what once tried to break you, will now bow to you. Because your surrender wasn't weakness, it was the final key that unlocked divine timing. Now listen closely, because your spirit is being fine-tuned. The distractions that once pulled you away, won't hold the same power anymore. The voices that once made you doubt, will grow silent. The people who once triggered your insecurities, will fade into the background. This is divine recentering. You are not who you used to be, and that's not something to mourn, it's something to honor. Every spiritual evolution requires a moment of reflection, and this is yours. Take a deep breath, let go of what can't go with you, feel the stillness returning to your heart. That's not emptiness, it's sacred space being made for something greater. In the next 48 hours, watch what begins to feel easier. Conversations that used to leave you anxious, will now pass peacefully. Places that used to feel heavy, will feel lighter. You'll notice sudden clarity, around something that had you confused for weeks. That's alignment, that's the supernatural order of heaven, correcting what felt chaotic. You don't need to control this part, you only need to stay surrendered. There is nothing more powerful than a soul in agreement with divine timing. And just as you begin to feel this new wave of peace, a divine connection is preparing to enter your life. Someone with pure intentions, someone sent by heaven, someone whose spirit speaks the same language as yours. Don't question it, don't compare it to past disappointments. This is different, this person is part of your next chapter. They will understand, without you having to explain, they will support, without you having to ask, they will love you in ways that heal the parts you forgot needed healing. You'll know them not by appearance, but by the peace their presence brings. And as this blessing begins to unfold, don't be surprised if an old voice tries to return. A voice from your past, that once held power over your emotions. It may come through a memory, a message, a dream. Do not be afraid, this is not a test to break you, it's a confirmation that you've outgrown what once held you. You are no longer a prisoner to your old patterns, you are no longer held back by fear, doubt, or shame. You are walking in full authority now. Every time you feel resistance, remember this. Resistance is not a sign to stop, it's a sign that you're shifting dimensions. The discomfort you're experiencing isn't punishment, it's proof that your capacity is expanding. Your spirit is adjusting to new frequencies, and that sometimes feels like friction. But don't retreat, don't return to what's familiar, just because the unfamiliar feels unsettling. That uneasiness is growth in motion. Archangel Michael is still with you. I haven't left, I won't leave. I've been ordered to stay, until your full assignment activates. That means no weapon formed against you will prosper. That means every hidden plan against your peace is already being exposed. That means what the enemy meant for harm, heaven is turning for good. You are being escorted into your next season, with divine backup. You have spiritual coverage on every side. And now I need you to repeat something after me. Not out loud, your spirit already knows the words. Just allow them to echo through your being. I am no longer aligned with delay, I release all that held me back, I step forward with open hands, I receive what is mine without fear, I trust divine timing, I welcome divine favor, I surrender control, I stand in purpose, I walk in peace, I honor my healing, I say yes to my miracle. There it is again, that feeling deep in your chest, that warmth, that peace, that knowing. That is not imagination, that is presence, that is confirmation, that is heaven speaking through your body, telling you that you are safe now, you are found, you are known, and you are protected. This isn't just spiritual language, this is a spiritual contract. From this moment forward, you will notice signs multiplying. The number May 7th appear repeatedly, that is the number of completion. You may see feathers, coins, or even hear songs that suddenly speak directly to your situation. These are not coincidences, these are confirmations. Divine synchronicities are increasing, because your spiritual awareness has expanded. Pay attention to your dreams in the coming nights. You may be visited, you may receive messages, visions, symbols that seem strange at first, but will begin to make sense in the days to come. Keep a journal nearby, write down what you see. Even if it feels fragmented, it holds pieces of your puzzle. Nothing is random now, every detail matters, every whisper counts. And don't forget, joy is your weapon. Laughter is holy. Dance when you feel the urge, sing even when the lyrics don't match your circumstance. This is not performance, this is spiritual warfare through joy. Because when your energy lifts, so does your atmosphere, and darkness cannot survive in light. Choose joy deliberately, not because everything is perfect, but because heaven has already assured your victory. And as you walk into these next 48 hours, carry this with you. You are being celebrated in unseen realms, you are being recognized, for every silent battle you fought. You are being strengthened, for the doors about to open. You are being crowned, for the identity you finally stepped into. You are no longer who you were, you are becoming everything you were created to be. So walk tall, speak gently, love freely, give generously, receive humbly, and rest deeply. You are safe now, you are home in your spirit, you are surrounded by favor, you are led by light, and you are carried by grace. The next time you doubt, return to this message. Let it anchor you, let it remind you, let it speak to the parts of you that still forget how chosen you truly are. You didn't just read this, you answered a divine call. And because of that, everything has changed. Amen.